So how does one have bigger balls or grow bigger balls or whatever, right? Also, like, super simple. Quit starches, fruits, vegetables, all this dairy, all this silly nonsense. I mean, everything is just sugar in disguise, honestly, at this point. For seasoning, super simple, guys. Salt and pepper. And actually, truth be told, you don't even need pepper. Just use salt. Like, I actually went to Costco like a month ago, and my favorite thing is this Malden sea salt. It's got like a nice texture. Actually, my friend June Good House Kim introduced it to me. Super good, and it's like a nice texture. Just put on your food to everything tastes good. And actually, in ancient Rome, celery, salarium, salt. You know, the salt was worth its weight in gold. So, you know, if humans don't eat salt, we're gonna die. Therefore, salt was like the global currencies. So we need salt or else we're not gonna die. All this stuff on like, oh, eating salt gonna cause you hypertension. They found out that was a bunch of pseudoscience. Honestly, my thought was, you know, all these, sugar corporations, Coca-Cola corporations, they're finding out like, oh, drinking Coca-Cola and sugar causes diabetes and all these health issues. Type 3 diabetes, which is Alzheimer's. And then they're trying to like shift attention. They're like, no, it's actually fat, saturated fat. It's cholesterol. It's what is it? Yeah, salt, right? And then they find out it's like, oh, actually, no, y'all just a bunch of evil people. And even a fun thought, right? Does the CEO of a Coca-Cola corporation, I don't even know who it is, right? Does he or she drink Coke? Also, the Philip Morris company, the tobacco company, the evil corporation, do they smoke cigarettes? Probably not. Another pro tip. The best car color is red, the color of passion. Oh yeah. Yeah, red is the best way to get amped up. Actually, it's funny too, because when I was a kid, before I got suckered by all this modern day nonsense, my dream car was Honda Civic Type R? Oh no. Integra Type R, yeah. Integra Type R, red with the white rims. D's nuts, so gangsta. I actually had a D's nuts shirt on it. Yeah, after that, my other dream car, 1991 Sentra SER, SR20D engine, two-door coupe, 5-speed. I wanted, my ideal customization would be a red Sentra SER, a two-door, and then the rims would either be bronze or gold. I mean, both is good. And then carbon fiber hood, carbon fiber trunk, lowered, the red Recaro seats. That'd be super gangsta. So actually, my aspiration is when Sen gets old enough to drive, I'm gonna teach him how to drive stick. It's like, it's gonna be the new modern day flex. Even a thing I'm so proud of. I taught my sister how to drive stick at a young age. Yeah, stick or nothing. Actually, truth be told, all the cars I've ever purchased in my adult life, all which cost less than $3,500, has all been manual transmission. My first car when I was 15 years old. Yeah, so the cool thing in California, I don't know if it's still this way, when I was a kid, you can actually get a driver's permit at age of 15, right? Like super early. So from the mechanic friend Kevin from my mom's restaurant, 91 Sentra XE, 4-door, 5-speed transmission, the GA16D engine, 1.6 liter, souped that up. And then my dream car, the Sentra SER 2-door coupe, I got in white. I think I got it for $2,500 on Craigslist from a grandma who I guess drives stick. I'm like, that's so gangster. The only reason she sold it is like she was too old to drive. I'm like, yo, that's a good deal. Oh, and also, if you want a Liddy car, don't get a loser 911 GT, GT3 RS. Yo, the Yaris, Corolla GR. This car is so hard, so gangsta. I actually kind of like this idea that you take a small car or a small body. Look, it's even got a stick, right? You see the stick in there? You just take a really small car, and yeah, I love the GR4 side sills, and then you just make it effing beefy. Like, it's better to take something small and just put it on steroids. Yeah, look at the stance on that. Yeah, such flex. Rather than taking something big and boring and making it bigger and boringer. And actually, the reason you don't want to get a new Prius, okay, this piece of plastic is so effing ugly. Yeah, Toyota, my suggestion, next version, just make this gloss black. It's like so ugly. Yeah, it's not nice. Yeah, like, look at here, the side sills here, it's gloss black. Why not just keep it consistent, right? But alas, only fools buy brand new cars. Real smart peoples, real richies, we just buy old used cars and or inherit them for $499. Yeah, oh wow, Ford Fusion plug-in hybrid, 20,000. Yeah, people, is you dumb? Anyways, going back to the idea of growing some bigger balls. Yeah, sleeping 8 to 12 hours a night, quit drugs, quit Netflix. I mean, actually, even I think I'm trying to do too now in the evenings, like after the sun goes down, just don't use your iPhone, iPad, laptop, whatevs, because like having all those stimuli in the evening, it really does like fuck up your sleep patterns. And sleep is godlike. If there's only one thing you could optimize for in life, even being a new parent, is just sleep. So like, well, let's say you have your first kid, right? Pro tip, just fucking nap when the kid naps, sleep when the kid sleeps. Don't try to be productive at work and just drink more caffeine. It's gonna not be a good idea. Yeah, sleep is godlike. Yeah, another things you could do is, if you want, like, if you have insomnia, right? Super simple tip. 100% carnivore, red meat, beef diet, beef lamb, organ meats. Eat 5 to 6 pounds of meat, beef ribs, beef liver, beef heart, whatevs. The 100% grass-fed beef or Wagyu ground beef from Costco's. The leg lamb roast from Costco is also good too. It's like, people's like, what do you want for Christmas this year? Like, just give me Costco gift cards. Because like, honestly, at this point, the only use I have for money is buying meat. Even coffee, I'm just like, I already have my own Air Kim Omakase coffee. 100% fine Robusta, the best on the planet. Yeah, and all I need that is meat and a Wi-Fi connection and oh, sorry, and I'm going, sorry. Oh, sorry, bro. I was like in the middle of vlogging.
Grown ass man and wearing tight.
Yeah, gotta stay cozy. Oh, scary. All right. So, anyways, and yeah, actually, it's kind of like, I wish I'd discovered all this when I was like younger. It's like you could actually kind of tell when like girls checking you out because you kind of look at them, you kind of smile. Like, it's so simple. Like, pretty girl looks at you, you look at them, just smile, or just say hi, or just wave at them, right? Or just be like, you want to be hard, but like, so just give them a little chin nod, right? And so yeah, and then the question too. This is actually the funny thought is that like, you're married, you have a kid, you got a wife, right? It's like, let's say you don't want to bed all these beautiful women's, right? It's like, then what is like, why do you care? I don't know, just like just pretty humans, beautiful humans, just like a good stimulus. And like, I like all humans. Like, I like attractive men, women, everything in betweens. And actually the number one most attractive trait in a human being is actually just like how happy they look. Like somebody who smiles, somebody who looks like they're having a good time. Like, actually the best thing I sometimes, very rarely see, sometimes see it. You see like two people on a date, like they look a little chubs or whatevs, but they're both holding hands, laughing, smiling, having a good conversation, going nice dinner. I'm like, dude, that brings joy into my heart. So yeah, I think joy is certainly something that's underrated. Even the people's like joy to the world, right? So just impart or press out or eject joy, activate joy, press out joy, encourage joy to the world. Seems like a good idea. And why is everyone in the world so dark, morose, whatevs? Honestly, like, I think it's the YouTubies, Reddit, any sort of mainstream news, even Google. Google is to like, okay, so Chrome, y'all a bunch of sneaky mofos, right? The Google's teams, it's like you install Chrome, and then what's the first thing they do? They put all this fucking clickbait in the bottom of your feed to just like get you to click on more Google AdSense. Like, I find it terrible. Even for my mom, what I did was installed Safari on her web browser instead of Chrome. I mean, it's and then installed the ad blockers on of Safari. And truth be told, Apple, iPhone ain't perfect, but one of the big benefits of all this is, at least with Safari, you could put on content blockers. And actually, my personal philosophy is the best technology actually is the one that blocks distractions, blocks BS. And so, guys, you smart. Don't use Chrome, uninstall it, delete, and then just use Safari instead. Like, the icon even looks a trillion times better. Like, anybody who uses Safari is intelligent. And also, this one kid I met back in Berkeley, UC Berkeley, it's like super smart. He's like using all the default Apple iPhone iPhone apps. I'm like, why do you use that? Why don't you just use like Gmail or Google Calendars or whatever, right? And he's like, actually, design philosophy, always use the native apps, even if it's kind of worser, because there's a deeper integration with the platform. So, for example, even though Apple Maps kind of sucks compared to Google Maps, there's a tighter integration with iOS and Apple Maps rather than Google Maps, and therefore, as a consequence, good morning. I like the sweater. It's like very like Matisse vibes. So as a consequence, use what's native, right? So, okay, you're watching this. I assume you have an iPhone. Honestly, at this point, only poor people use Samsungs or Androids or whatevs. And even a suggestion to Google Pixel team. If you really want to get more people to buy a Pixel or whatever, it seems like the best way to advertise it is kind of like really work the open source angle, the pure Android idea, the idea of more freedom, control. Because like Apple is a closed system, it's kind of like a Garden of Eden, but the Garden of Eden is boring. I mean, like even the benefit of using an Android device, I mean, you could technically download uTorrent on it. You could torrent stuff from your phone, right? You can't do that with Apple's. But alas, I still think, the reason why I ditched Android was, it's kind of like, what is Android anyway? It's kind of like Google's low-key adware. And like, people, Google, whatever. But like, Google ain't evil. It's just like, they're just trying to, serve you more advertisements. That's it. It's like, you don't like advertisements, dip out, right? And at least Apple's in the business of selling you more phones and devices. It's better to sell products than to sell advertising. So this is where I'm still pro Apple and Teslas, rather than thinking about these like kind of more sneaky advertising companies. Even companies that run on subscription model, like what ChatGPT Plus, I think it's a much better business model because at least it's much more transparent about the transactional process, rather than like, oh, we'll give this to you for free, like Facebook or Instagram or whatevs, or even the YouTubies, but then we're gonna secretly try to sneak you some bullshit. Like, actually, this is really insidious in the world of the YouTubies, because you know, all these like kids watching the YouTube, like it's kind of like the Brave New World. Essentially, YouTubies is like a Soma for kids and adults, and so all this new generation of kids growing up on the YouTubies, like learning how to read, spell, write, whatever, right? And then like I see it, like fucking hidden product placement for kids. I'm like, yo, that is effing sinister. I'm like, that is so unethical. Like good morning. I'm like, anybody who does that, I'm like, shame on you, right? It's like, would you do that to your own kids? Yeah, it's because like I saw it too. It's like, let's say you like suddenly at the house, right? A certain toy pops. It's like, where did this toy come from, right? And it's like you see the YouTube channels where like sneaky ass, you know, lady or dude sneaks in a fucking toy, and then they're like, oh, let's play with this toy, and then, you know, link to the Amazon product, affiliate link. Yeah, I find that super sneaky. I mean, my suggestion is maybe if you're gonna, you know, give your kids some medias, just have them produce their own media. Like the only media I'll let Sen watch is videos of himself, right? If you have an iPad, I think it's great for kids. You just don't download the YouTubies or these stupid streaming platforms on it. The best tool on it is actually the Apple Swift Playgrounds and GarageBand. On your iPhone, install GarageBand. Thank you. Yeah, that's actually the best platform. Is use the iPhone, the iPad as an instrument, like giving your kid a Strad violin or an MPC, you know, 808 machine, and just like GarageBand it, right? Don't download. The first thing you gotta do as a parent, even it's not too late, guys. Uninstall the YouTubies app. It's like, yeah, but everything in moderation. Like, you finna give your kid heroin in moderation? Give your kid crack cocaine in moderation? Probably not, right? Just a little bit of cocaine, just a little bit. So anyone who says, even Aristotle says, he calls it the golden mean. He's like, everything in life in harmony, you had to follow the golden mean, everything in moderation. I'm like, but truth be told, when you look at Aristotle, he's actually not the most critical or the best philosopher. I mean, like, he's okay. He's like kind of non-offensive, and everything he says is like, you can't really refute it, but it's not like super deep or insightful or contrary. Better to read a Nietzsche or even in some ways our new favorite modern day velociraptors, including Nassim Taleb and even probably Kanye. Like Walter Isaacson, you watching this? Dude, just if you want to write a next great biography, you gotta do it on Ye. It's gonna be the best book of all time. Yeah, because ultimately everything comes down to philosophy and stuff like that. So anyways, going back to growing the big balls, every day, lift weights at least once, walk a lot, maximum time in the sun. Apparently I didn't know this, but being in the sun a lot, the direct light, it actually gets your testosterone up. Right? And also, this is the EK no fap challenge. It's like, can you go a year without fapping? Obviously you could. Yeah, just treat it like a fun challenge. It's like, it's not a big deal, right? Because the power is in your spunk, right? And also as a consequence, I think if you actually, I mean, it's called energy suicide, right? It's like, you're gonna rub one out real quick before you deadlift 1,000 pounds? Probably not. So conserve your mojo.